d4 is slightly less common, but just as strong as e4. Center pawns meet in the middle for a symmetrical game, offering their c-pawn in exchange for control of the center. Moving into the solid, positional battle of the Queen's Gambit declined. Knight c3 puts more pressure on the d5 square and helps control the e4 square. Good move, textbook play so far. That's playable. You missed an opportunity to capture a free pawn. They bring out their knight, increasing their control over the center. Develops the knight and attacks the center. Your opponent pinned your knight, limiting its movement. Your bishop becomes more powerful by developing towards the action, defending their hanging pawn. Castling kingside tends to be safer because your king is further from the center. This move doesn't help their position at all. You offered your opponent the chance to trade off equal material. They left their queen open for capture, giving you a chance to win material. You captured a vulnerable queen. Takes back. With that move, you offer to trade pieces. They correctly declined the trade. You apply pressure to your opponent's pawn chain. They've chosen to castle on the opposite side, likely aiming for a more double-edged game. That was an even swap of material. A clear recapture. That pin to the king will win material. Their rooks can see each other now, allowing them to provide. Your queen becomes more powerful by developing towards the action. They move the pawn to safety. You are material up, and simplifying the position is good for you. A straightforward recapture. You develop your piece while also winning a tempo on the bishop. They move the bishop to safety, sacrificing exchange to increase the activity of the remaining pieces. A clear recapture. A clear recapture. They develop their piece, gaining tempo by attacking your queen. For sure, you had to move away from the threat. They made one of the top moves in this position. You move your knight away from the edge of the board, giving it control of more squares. They've coordinated their rooks, doubling them on the file. That was a fair trade. A straightforward recapture. You further develop your pieces by moving the bishop. They played one of the best moves here. With that move, you chase the bishop away, moving their threatened bishop to safety. You're keeping up the momentum, rolling your pawns down the board. I like their choice, intensifying the attack against their king's position. They exchange pieces of equal value. You exchange pieces of equal value. This move puts their knight on a safer square. That pawn chain will help strengthen your pawn structure. Decent move, but they had a better one. You captured that free pawn. They made one of the top moves in this position. Great, you've developed your last piece, completing your setup. Their king steps away from the check by your rook. Yes, this is the way. Their king steps away from the check by your queen. Trading pieces keeps things simple. A clear recapture. Nice, definitely the right move. They block the check from your queen. Correct, of course. Move away from danger. They move their king out of the check from your queen. You are threatening to force eventual checkmate. They didn't find the right idea. You continue the checkmate attack. That was the only move. Getting closer to the forced checkmate. This move protects their knight, which was vulnerable with insufficient defenders. You're continuing down the road to checkmate. This is the way to win a knight. They move the rook to safety. You continue the checkmate attack. This move will win a knight with correct play. They move their king out of the check from your knight. Your move gets closer to checkmate. You captured a free knight. They eliminated your passed pawn before it could do damage. Getting closer to the forced checkmate.